A very good morning to all of your class. We are going to start with chapter number first of history. Uh, Causes of the Renaissance. We have done earlier that what are the sources, okay, that are used during the medieval period, and how the Renaissance, means the rebirth or the beginning of the modern period, how it came into effect. Now what were the causes? First is crusades. Crusade is each of series of medieval military, okay, it is a series of medieval military. In many ways, crusades of the 11th and 12th centuries means from medieval period, the militaries of 11th and 12th centuries played a direct part in bringing about the Renaissance. Okay, they brought this Renaissance. Okay, they gave this birth to the Renaissance or rebirth. Okay, in general or in common, the crusades weakened the feudal system. These crusades, it weakened, okay, it weakened the feudal system. Feudal system means where the landlords, they were ruling over the people. Okay, so they weakened this feudal system. Since the feudal lords were busy fighting the crusades, the kings gained power. When these feudal lords, okay, these landlords, they were busy fighting with the crusades, the kings over there, they gained their power. Okay, they gained their power. They came on the throne. Individual monarchs became more powerful. Individual monarch like king, okay, means rule in a state where there is a rule of a king. Okay, so individual monarchs became more powerful. They became more powerful, and national states came into existence, and their own states, they came into existence. These new monarchs challenged the authority of the Pope. Pope here is head of the Roman Catholic Church, okay, who was head of the Roman Catholic Church. So these kings, they challenged the power of the Pope and the Church, which claimed supreme position, means they held their supreme position there. They were having the highest position at that time. Okay, so they challenged their power or their authority. Then growth of trade. The crusades also helped growth of trade between the west and the east. These crusades, they help in the growth of trade, means the trade, it flourished, okay, between west and east. Large towns with wealthy merchant class and professionals like lawyers, doctors and teachers came into existence. Large towns, big towns with wealthy merchant. Wealthy means rich. Merchant, a person involved in wholesale trade, means who is doing wholesale trade. Okay, so rich merchants, merchant class and professionals. Some professionals were also there, like lawyers, doctors and teachers. They came into existence. They start doing trade, or they start doing their own business. This middle class patronized education, cultural activities and intellectual pursuits. So this, in the middle class, what happened? They patronized means supported. They supported education, cultural activities and intellectual pursuits, means knowledge. The emergence of schools, means when the schools started, and universities all over Europe, and especially in all over the Europe, these schools and universities, they were started up, and especially in which cities? Parsis, Padua, Naples, Bologna, Oxford and Cambridge helped in spreading the Renaissance. So here also this Renaissance spread, and these cities, they helped in spreading the Renaissance in other cities also. These new centers of learning that were free from the control of the church. These new centers, these were free from the control of church, means now there was no any Catholic rule, encouraged the spirit of progress and brought in the Renaissance, and they helped in the spirit of progress, means now people were progressing, they were improving, and this brought the Renaissance. Then fall of Constantinople. After the fall of the Roman Empire, Constantinople became the center of classic learning. When Roman Empire fall, then Constantinople came into power. Its libraries had stored important manuscripts of the Greek and Latin scholars. In his library, there were important manuscripts means handwritten documents of the Greek, of whose Greek and Latin scholars. The Turks captured Constantinople in 1453 CE. Then Turkish came, okay, the Turkish Empire came, and the Turks, they captured, means they arrested Constantinople in 1453 CE. Many Greek scholars migrated to Italy. So many, those who were belonging to Greek community or Greek Empire, they moved to Italy. They carried with them rare books of Roman manuscripts. These Greek scholars began teaching in Italian universities. Now the Greek scholars which have migrated to Italy, they started teaching in Italian universities in which cities Bologna, Naples, Padua, etc., and created a new urge of learning. Means they started the mark of new learning. Now people started learning, they started gaining knowledge. This was one of the reasons why Renaissance was so strongly felt first in Italy. So because of this, it was felt, means in Italy it was felt that we should also be having Renaissance. Then encouragement to art and learning. Renaissance spread to various sections of society. Renaissance is spread to various sections of European society. Kings, merchants, princes, and even the Pope patronized and encouraged art. Now the Pope also, he was supporting also and encouraging also art, architecture and learning. Even certain families encouraged cultural activities. The most famous Italian family of Medici patronized Michelangelo. The famous family of the famous Italian family of Medici, they were supporting Michelangelo. Then main features of the Renaissance: rationalism. During the early Middle Ages, all aspects of life were dominated or explained by religion. When early middle period started, okay, so everything that is relating to life, it was dominated, means it was destroyed, and it was explained by religion. Everything was done on the basis of religion. They were saying that this belonged to our religion, we have to perform this activity or we have to perform this. So everything was done on the basis of religion. Education was controlled by the church. Education was controlled by the church. Like we have read earlier also that priests, they were not allowed to having their education, and church dogmas were to be accepted without question, and they have to follow their rules without questioning. Then exposure to new ideas resulted in challenging the beliefs. Now there was display of new ideas. Everybody was giving their own ideas. So display of new ideas, it resulted in challenging the beliefs. Now they were challenging, people were challenging the beliefs imposed by the church, means the rules and regulations the church was imposing forcefully. They were telling people to follow this, okay. So now they were challenging that and rejecting everything based on blind faith and superstition. Means now they were not following anything that was based on blind faith. Means people, they were believing them blindly, they were faithing on the church people blindly. So it was a type of superstition. So now they were rejecting everything. These scholars were influenced by rationalism and used reason as a yardstick. Now these were affected by rationalism, means discrimination among people was there, okay. So they were affected by this rationalism and used reason as a yardstick, means now they were giving explanation, okay, and they used this explanation as a yardstick, means as a standard to judge what was true and what was false. After having the explanation, they were getting the result that what is true and what is false. Humanism. During the Middle Ages, people were taught to concentrate on spiritual matters and ignore the worldly happenings. In the Middle Age, what was done? The people, they were taught, means they have to focus, they have to concentrate on the spiritual matters. Spiritual means relating to religion, that you have to do everything that is based on our religion, and ignore the worldly happenings. Means whatever is happening in the world, you should ignore that. The focus was on life after death rather than life in this world. Means they were focusing that what will happen if we will be what will be our life after the death, okay. So we want that thing that after death our life should be easy, okay. So they were not mattering this thing, that what is the life in the world. They were the thing that was mattering them, that was life after death. Then the Renaissance thinkers attached more importance to man and not to religion. So when this rebirth came, when it was the starting of the modern period. So the Renaissance thinkers, they gave importance to men and not to religion. For the first time, human beings became the center of attention. Now people were getting the attention. They emphasized that everybody had the right to develop his talent and find happiness in life. So they gave importance to what? That every person in his life, he is having the right to get to find the happiness and to find his talent and to develop his talent. A new movement called humanism, with emphasis on the essential worth and dignity of human beings, developed during this period. So a new movement started, okay, with called humanism. The name of that was humanism, means it was based on humans, okay. So humanism, and emphasize, and they got knowledge. Emphasize means they gave importance on the essential worth and dignity. Worth means that we are having value, we are valuing the person, and dignity means respect of human beings was developed during the this modern period. Then Francisco Petrarch and Giovanni Boccaccio were among the earliest humanist thinkers. So these belong to human thinkers. Spirit of inquiry, a strong desire to know or learn something, okay, means people, they were eager to know about something and learn about the past which has happened, or during what has happened in the medieval period. The Renaissance scholars were inspired by a spirit of inquiry, a desire to question and find the answer. They were having a desire, means a wish, that we should question and we should get the answers to that questions, and a determination to explore the unknown, means whatever is unknown to them, they should search for that what is unknown to them. Whatever the effects that has happened, or whatever the events that has happened in the past, they should know about them. This spirit of inquiry ushered in the age of discoveries, when discoveries were going on. So at that time, this spirit of inquiry, it started, it made its start. So I hope, student, this much is clear to you. Just revise this much. So we will meet in next video with the next topic. Thank you.